Yo, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? Welcome to one of my first YouTube videos. I'm actually giving my opinion on stuff. Let me just call these some of my opinion pieces, right? So let's get straight into it. All right, because this has been very confusing for me. So recently most of us in the gaming community knows Xbox purchased Activision and Blizzard. Uh whatever the purchase, however much it's for, I don't really want to discuss that. Well, we kind of will. What does this mean for gaming in the future, right? For right now, it doesn't mean anything because there's no games coming out the pipeline. We don't know what's going on. Maybe in a couple months, there may be maybe all of the Diablo games will be on Game Pass. Maybe all of the Call of Duty games. I think maybe all of the Call of Duty games will be on Game Pass. Maybe those games will get some extra support. But my main purpose in making this is what does this mean for us in the future, right? So, in actuality, you have gaming companies, let's just say Activision or Blizzard as a whole, right? More than likely, they absorbed several other indie companies or whoever else to become what they are, who they are. Um, and it just seems like you have a bunch of indie companies and they just get bought out and blown up, and they can sometimes become less of themselves. Some of them can benefit from it, but over the long run, we've seen that us as gamers don't benefit from anything. Um, the perfect example to me would be EA and Dice. Battlefield was the perfect to me a non-casual shooter. That's how it was presented to us. And when EA kind of really started putting their tentacles in, from all of our points of view, it was how could the game get worse? Because now you actually have big money behind you. You have budgeted behind you. Um, well, we've seen that is not the case, and ever since they've got their talons, the tentacles into the game has come progressively worse to the fact that whatever this 2042 thing is, it is not a battlefield. It is somewhere in between Warzone and what they wanted Firestorm to be, and whatever is left over is a battlefield. Um, so we're getting that time and time again. EA could be. I can make 1,000 different. I can say the Mass Effect. I can say NBA Live. I can say what Madden is now. I can say what NCAA is not now. Um, I can talk about what 2K is now when 2K was our alternative. 2K was the freedom, but now that 2K is the only game in town, 2K has become what NBA Live does. You know, this is it's about options, right? And we are losing gaming options. So it's not like, back in the day there was 10 or 15 different consoles. I mean, back in the day, I mean, let's say 20 years ago. It's not like there was 10 to 15 different, gaming companies that all compete console companies. It's pretty much always been Nintendo, Xbox, and Sony and PC. You get a couple things sneaking in. You get people trying stuff. Steam is trying stuff, etc. So from the console wise, we haven't really been getting any variants. Gaming wise, we see all the indie companies get big and grow up, and whatever games the games turn into something else. And anyone who has explored options, for instance, let's talk about internet. I'm not sure how old most of y'all is when you listen to this. But if you have your own spot, you have your own spot. Just think about your internet, right? There's a lot of different internet companies. You got Comcast, you got AT&T, you got Verizon Fios, you got Google, you got Spectrum, which is huge. But in certain areas, I stayed in an apartment in Midtown Houston, and I guess the apartment leased the services to AT&T. So the only internet or cable I can get is AT&T. Well, if you know anything about AT&T, the internet fucking sucks. I like premium internet. In the place I'm in now, I have the option. I can get Comcast. I can get AT&T. It's two options. One is much better than the other, but Comcast still fucking sucks. Want me to tell y'all Comcast? I know Comcast sucks because it's been voted the worst company in America like 3 times. This hasn't been a long thing. Like if this award's been going 10 years, they got it three
All you gotta do
times.
is hold the
EA
phone
got
up,
it
bro.
2 times. If you see where I'm going here, right? So we have a gaming company that is really one of the big 3 or 4 left. That is getting absorbed. Well, two left, and that is
Hold
getting
it, don't hold
absorbed by the actual console. So what type of war strife that'll come into, we'll discuss that later. But
We don't lose no
um,
castle, bitch.
I think we should have options.
Don't lose no castle, bitch. Don't
And
lose no
I have
castle,
Xbox, I
bitch.
have PlayStation, I have all this. This is not a console war for me because I'm playing all of it. But in another 5 years, we already see the decline in AAA games. In another 2 years, now I'm saying
Choose.
five, in another 2 years,
Choose.
we haven't even gotten a
Choose.
perfectly or even
Choose.
decently put out
Choose.
AAA game. All everything we were waiting on, Cyberpunk,
Choose.
Anthem, and I'm gonna go back a couple years. Anthem, Cyberpunk. I think Dying Light is gonna be another one, and
Nobody got hold on y'all two
those
seconds. Hey,
have been
y'all two seconds.
failures. No Man's Sky, you remember how hyped
Hold
up
on,
No
baby.
Man's
Hold on,
Sky
hold on,
was?
hold on.
Those have been failures.
Oh, give it.
They
Give it
took
like this.
3 years to fix No Man's Sky. 3 years. Um. So what do y'all think? What do y'all think about the future of this?
More than
And
words.
I just mean this as far as our options. Uh, I don't want to have to deal with EA. I want to have
Bruh,
to deal with
leave my
just
respect,
Blizzard.
bruh.
Like this is kind of crazy. I'll holler. I figure it was somehow.
Was it?
Yeah, I fit the two in one.
Nigga. Nigga.